Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome down to our very first episode of Top End Talk. Top End Talk, even the birds are on that one. Nice one. Top End Talk is a local production created by local performers and stakeholders, highlighting the very best that Top End has to offer. Now, we've got an amazing list of guests, not only tonight, but coming up over the next few weeks. But I think it's time to welcome our first stage tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome our guest of the one tonight, dance maestro of all things musical, Max Fredericks. Our very special guest, Hot 100 R&B Super Club superstar, Miss Danny DJ Delicious. And yes, he is Darwin's original party animal. Please put your hands together and welcome Wade Huffman. All right, well, it's great again for you guys to tune in over the next few weeks. We've got some great promotions and things coming up. But I think right now, let's talk to our first guest. Again, please welcome Max Fredericks to the stage. Well, mate, thanks for coming down. Our very first guest on our very first show.
Thank you very
Fantastic.
much. Thank you very much for inviting me down here.
Mate, well, I said it's hard to get your time, but I mean, you're always such a busy man.
I'll try to keep busy, yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't know that Max and I have worked together for quite a long time, but
Yeah.
I can't quite remember where it all started. Do you remember when, like, what happened to Max? How did Max become?
I'm gonna say that we started around about Vic times, but I sort of came up here around 15 years ago, but was coming up here with a Beatles show and performing at various clubs and pubs.
And so, how did you get started in music? Did you study at school?
Well, no, I didn't actually. I basically learnt stuff from my dad, just watching him play guitar, and we travelled around a bit, and sort of ended up in Adelaide and started my first band there, and first proper band there, and eventuated from that and ended up here.
And found out what a great place to be.
I found out what a great place Darwin was, and just got stuck here.
Now, it was way back in, 1997 that you released your first EP.
That's right, yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yep. Well, I wrote a whole stack of songs, and I was working full time at that stage, and wanted to play music full time, and I thought this is going to be the hit album of the decade, and
And what was it called?
It was called Seize the Day.
Seize the Day.
Yeah, it's still up online and on a few platforms. So.
Well, you're working on some other stuff at the moment.
I am. Yes.
Fantastic.
During this COVID-19 business, I've been recording and getting some new stuff down, and it's incorporated some other musos from Darwin as well, doing some vocals for me. So it's been
excellent.
Great.
Well, we'll look forward to that a bit later. But one thing I was going to ask is that you were lucky to find a great photo of Max back in the old days.
A lot younger, a lot thinner.
A lot younger, and that was at the Vic Hotel. And is that a bass you playing?
It's a bass guitar, yeah. It wasn't my bass guitar, it was Bob Christian's bass guitar. But we that was the Seeds, that band, and my brother was playing drums there, and we did loads of gigs at the Vic. Back then, with you, wow. And also MC came. And the wedding. And the wedding. Oh yes, of course. Yeah, the wedding.
Oh, and the wedding. Of course. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, so that was about 2000, or just before that, you joined one of the world's leading Beatles cover bands.
That's right.
Fab Four, Beatles.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that. What a great experience.
Right. It was fantastic. Yeah, we travelled the country and various parts of the world, and got to play in England and in Liverpool itself as well, which was where the Beatles were from, of course. And I got to perform it and record at Abbey Road Studios, where so many amazing songs were.
Yeah, that's the one with the Beatles walking across the.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. And they recorded in that very studio.
Yeah, in that studio, in Studio 2, and there was actually a young band called Lifehouse. That was they were outside. They were outside Abbey Road Studios, and we walked out with our guitars, of course, thinking they were so cool, and they were there getting photos across the crosswalk, and we ended up getting a photo with them, and they were like, we can't even get in there.
That's fantastic. Well, you've been able to work with some of the best musos and some of the iconic names around Australia and the globe.
I've been very lucky.
What's it like to be up there with names like Jimmy Barnes and Chisel and what's it like?
It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. You've got these amazing bands, and of course people have come to see those bands, not specifically you. In Darwin, it's not so bad because you know a lot of people from pubs and they come down to these concerts and go, hey, Maxie, you know. But the bands themselves, most of them are amazing. They're great people. You know?
Is there like a standout band that you love to work with first, or someone you kind of emulated that you looked up to?
Barnsey is the loveliest guy you ever meet in your life.
Well, he's a legend.
He's just the loveliest person, you know. So, yeah.
And Fredericks, you obviously do a lot of events. Something you did recently was you sang the national anthem at the supercars. That's a photo of you there out on the racetrack.
Yeah, I did that.
So that was pretty awesome. That's national TV live.
Golf shoes.
What's that like? Are you wearing golf shoes?
What shoes am I wearing?
But obviously, you know, that's pretty nerve-wracking. Get out there and performing on a national stage.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's all a lot of that sort of stuff is really timed. So you have to get it right the first time because it's live, and you know they just go 3, 2.
Oh, good.
And
talking about that, you've got some favourite guitars. You've got a bit of a collection of guitars. I mean, I know there's some things that you love. Tell me about your favourite guitar and where did you get it from and why is it your favourite?
Well, my favourite guitar is one that I'll be playing a bit later on. It's my Martin DXC 1E, and it's travelled the world with me, and it's just my workhorse. I use it at every single gig.
Now, I understand there's two things that Max really loves. I'm not sure if you know what I'm going to say here, but the first one is, well, I love chocolate. I was thinking more along the line of, well, not only guitars, but you love to play golf. You get out there and play a lot of golf.
Yeah, I do love playing golf. Yeah, it's nice to get out there, especially on a nice day, you know.
And are you pretty good at golf? I mean, how do you stand with the other musicians in Darwin? Are you better than them? Or?
Well, you know, there's, funnily you should say musicians and golf because there's so many musos that play golf up here, and they're all good golfers. They're all very good golfers. I sit sort of around the middle, so yeah. Yeah,
so a lot of music to play, but a lot of DJs don't have to walk around that far, so I can tell you that much. Now, also, look, you've been the businessman as always in Darwin, but you've been doing a lot through ISO.
Yeah.
And Maxie's Music Room, tell me about your
Music Room, I've been doing...
We have another photo of that, I think.
Yeah, that's not my lounge, by the way.
That's not your lounge? It looks nice, though.
Someone else's TV. I'm not sure who these people are. I can't see the photo, but that's someone else's lounge on their TV. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of ISO live stuff, which has been great. You know, I've loved it, and it's been a good opportunity to connect with people around the world, basically.
Well, I've seen you've had friends kind of tune in from all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, you know how transient Darwin is. You know, you get so many people that have been here over the last however many years that I've been up here, and they've gone back home, and I can still keep in contact with them through music.
Well, you've been very fortunate too to have a musical family. You mentioned your dad. You've got Clay, your brother.
Yeah.
He plays drums and sings. Does he do something else?
He plays a little bit of guitar.
A little bit of guitar. Well, I said personally sing a lot more of you with is Jack.
Yes,
he's fantastic, your son.
My boy.
So you must be very proud.
I am indeed. Yeah. He's an amazing guitarist. They're both my guitars, by the way.
Oh, God, I gotta get that out.
He likes to think that
he's...
maybe he can have it in my will or something. I don't know.
And are we going to see more of that, the two of you together in the future, or him going to step on his own and do his own thing?
Eventually, I think we will. We've spoken about it quite a few times, and he's going to be travelling when we can travel. So it won't happen. Might not happen this year, but it will definitely happen.
Well, again, thank you for being on the show, especially our very first guest of our very first show. So put your hands together.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, also, you're going to do a special guest kind of performance for us a little bit later. You're going to play us one of your original songs. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Excellent.
With your favourite guitar. Also.
All right. So that's something he's been working on. Stick around after the show. We'll have him back to play a final song as we leave the show today. But once again, welcome down. Thanks for being our first guest. We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us again, staying tuned. Please welcome our next guest to the panel tonight. Put your hands together for Miss Danny DJ's Delicious.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, Danny, thanks for coming along. Thanks for being part of our first show.
Thanps for having me. Did you see I grabbed a prop on the way
I
in?
noticed that. Is that a real...
Yeah, it's a real bird.
okay.
I found it, around the studio. Apparently, if you've got a prop, you're very important. So.
Well, as you always are. Now, I said, I don't know you that well, so it's a bit of a chance
Nice
for
to
us to
meet
get to know you a bit better, and for our viewers to get to know you a bit better. And some so funny things when I was doing some research. You originally grew up in a small country town in the middle of Western New South Wales.
Yeah,
population 4,000 people.
42 people.
42
Yeah,
people.
just 42. I went to school with actually 24 kids.
Wow.
Yeah,
Half
so.
the population.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the population's 43,000, so it's just 43
just
people in the whole.
43.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had 5 people in my whole year.
And you went to like a Gilgandra, which is a nice little country school in the middle of Whoop Whoop.
Yeah, so I was living in a little town called Collie on a property on 170,000 acres.
Wow.
In that town, I went to public school, Collie Public, and then I went to Gilgandra High School shortly after that.
Well, I couldn't find any photos of you, unfortunately, in your school
really?
uniform. No, I didn't, but
That's
we do
cool.
actually have a photo of you. Apparently, when you were a bit younger there, roller skates at the old Gilgandra roller dome, no doubt.
No, so that's actually on the Central Coast.
On the Central Coast.
Yeah, that's the one time that I thought that roller skating would be sexy.
It still is.
Yeah.
It'll be about.
No, someone tried to sign me up for roller derby. Do you know where you got to tackle each other and kick each other and stuff like that? And I decided it wasn't for me, so I just wanted to wear the long socks and the roller skates.
Okay,
If you
and
change your mind,
just
eh?
at home, but go out
They do
there.
roller derby in
Oh,
Darwin.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not made out for
Roller
it.
derby is in Darwin.
Now, something else really interesting. You studied psychology, criminology, and justice.
Well, I did, yeah. I
in
started
Melbourne.
off in where?
Were you in Melbourne there, at the uni down there?
No, back in
Karen?
Sydney.
Okay, back in Sydney.
Yeah, so I started off psychology and then I moved into criminology. However, I didn't finish my degree, so I concentrated more on radio, and look at me now.
Oh, and you learned obviously you've learned how to bury someone, so that's a really big excellent course. And what did you apply any of these kind of skills to your daily work? Your psychology and
I think
sorting people out.
I think being a DJ, you are a bit of a people reader anyway, so you do learn to read the crowd. And I've been DJing for 18 years, so that's something that's sort of you get more natural of that ability over time. But yeah, no, I'm not really. I don't know anything about you. If you're trying to suss out, anything I know nothing.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But keep it that way. Well, as you're saying that, you studied presenter at NIDA, which is the National Institute of Dramatic Art, which is the big place. And I mean, you're amongst some pretty big names there. What was that like?
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, I was really surprised that I would get in. So NIDA is a, it's the, as you said,
It's
National
top,
Institute
it's
of
the
Dramatic
one,
Arts.
yeah.
Some really big Australian artists have gone there. It was really interesting for me, though, because I got into a course called The Presenter. There was about maybe 100 or 200 people that tried out on the day. I never, ever thought that I would ever get in, because I thought I was going to a public speaking course. So I was just so naive that I saw this thing on the internet and I went, oh, this is fantastic. I'm going to really get outside my comfort zone here. I'm going to go try out for this place called NIDA.
Well, it pumped out some big names. You've got like Mel Gibson,
Yeah.
you've got Baz Luhrmann,
Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah.
Sam Webster,
Yeah.
a bunch there, Kate Blanchett, just to name a few.
And Danny.
And now Danny, so that's pretty impressive. I think.
Surprisingly, though,
So-
like 10 people got in the class, and the thing I was most excited about was the man I used to watch host Play School, Jerry Sant, turned out to be my teacher. So got to relive some youth
And you
there
didn't
as
want to
well.
get a gig on Play School?
No, I'm not great with dolls. So.
Pretty good with animals. So where is your family then? How did you get up in Darwin from Sydney and Central Coast? I mean, looking at your bio and things like that, it looks like you're DJing all over the world pretty much.
Yeah,
Bit of
so
everywhere.
I've been really fortunate. DJ's sort of taking me all across the country and overseas, which has been fantastic because you get to experience some beautiful places. I was lucky enough to actually DJ in Darwin for some private events before I actually got to move here. Love Darwin, and the opportunity to come here to work in radio was a dream. So I've been really fortunate and pretty grateful for that.
And well, what do you do with your spare time? I see a lot of
What
photos
spare
of you.
time?
Well,
Who
walking
have
the
you been
dog. I
talking
think I've got
to?
a photo of you and your favourite little pet at home there. Oh, there's Miss Danny in the middle.
Oh, that's my little girl.
That's your little girl.
Yeah, give her a big cut. Yes.
Oh.
She's lovely, I know. That's Faith, my French bulldog. She's,
Faith.
I couldn't live without
What's
her.
her other name?
Yes, not
She's my little faffle girl. Yeah.
Now, then obviously, how did you become DJ? Just all this kind of built up to this moment, or you just always wanted to be up there DJing? Or?
Well, it's a really...
That's not her dog, by the way.
It's a really interesting story. I was a cheerleader for the Newcastle Knights, the NRL football team, and I don't know how, but I won most popular cheerleader. From that, a man at the local radio station said, "Hey, do you want to come and do the morning cock?" Now, by that, the morning cock is the weather, okay? So I got to come in and do the weather as Newcastle Knights cheerleader.
I think that's a parrot, by the way, too. So.
As
long as there's not a cock sitting on your shoulder, you're fine.
So the man that got me in to do the weather after I won that competition, he actually was the man who hired me here in Darwin 18 years later, which is a really interesting story. But he also took me on tour for a few radio events and in nightclubs. And with that, I met my best friend to this very day. And he was like, you know what, you should come and work with me as a dancer with Jennifer Hawkins, who's now was Miss Universe.
Wow.
So we used to work in that particular nightclub as... She's very beautiful and inside and out. So,
was she excited to work with you?
Yeah.
She wouldn't remember me now. But yeah, so we were dancing, and then from that, I really didn't have the right attitude, I don't think, to put up with punters.
Yep.
You know, so
well, you're locked in the studio now, so let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about Hot 100 and your breakfast show. What's it, you know, tell us about your show. What's it like getting up every morning at whatever time?
Oh, look, I'm used to getting home at 4:30 in the morning, you know, not getting to work.
That's what we all are usually.
It's really interesting, but no, I really love it. It's a really good opportunity. This is I've been working in radio for 18 years, but this is my first opportunity to do breakfast, which is really hard to get in and to do breakfast radio. It's a really unique experience, and I'm loving it, especially being in Darwin. Like, I couldn't dream of being anywhere else right now.
And you're still performing.
Yes.
Coffee, yeah, a lot of coffee, I think. Well, she wants to leave early so she can have a nap this afternoon, so we're going to get through this. But I said, and well, you also do some DJing on Central Coast FM. You still doing that?
Yeah, so I no longer do that on the Central Coast. So I did work for a very popular network back there where it was a national show. Here I have sort of moved my afternoon set to Hot 100, so you can hear that on 2 p.m. every Friday.
Excellent.
So,
and
yeah.
what kind of music am I going to hear? What does DJ Delicious play?
Okay, so I'm primarily an R&B and hip-hop DJ, so I tour with R&B Super Club and we make CDs with Sony and stuff like that. So the music scheduled on Fridays is all hip-hop and hits, which I'm lucky enough to do, so I schedule all the music on Fridays on Hot 100. However, at 2 p.m. We go a bit EDM, so it's a bit of a mashup between R&B and EDM, just to sort of change the day up a bit.
Okay, now you've been meeting some fantastic people, as I said, looking at your bio there. You've got, met some great performances, a photo of you in pink, all types of things like that. But someone recently you ran into the former opposition leader, which was...
Oh, Billy Boy.
Bill Shorten.
Bill Shorten.
And you had a bit of a physical altercation
Well,
with
not
him.
really. He just didn't know that I was undefeated in thumb wrestling in the top end.
Thumb wrestling.
Yeah, so when he came into the studio, I threw it down.
Well, I tell you what, I think we have some footage of that right now. Let's have a look.
I'm not going to let him win. No,
Hey, how long does the thumb wrestle go
That's
for?
done.
3,
2, I'm
one.
going to go.
Oh, thumb on the ground. Oh. Go on. You can
Yay!
It's a draw. Undefeated still, technically.
Oh, my palms were getting too sweaty. I feel really bad. I'm so sorry about that.
No, I could sense the strength in your hand. It was all right.
So, by the looks of that, you won, yeah?
I thought you were going to say by the looks of that, you didn't know he was coming in the studio, because look at your hair. My hair was hideous.
Well, why did you...
I wasn't looking at anything else but my
I'll tell
hair.
you what though, I reckon you've been texting longer than he's been texting.
Yeah, that's right, the thumb wrestling. That's
Yeah. Look, I did give in to him a little bit. I felt really bad for him because I don't think his advisors had told him that he was thumb wrestling in that interview. And what you guys don't know is that there was about 30 cameras from national news companies all around Australia behind him. So it was a bit overwhelming. We asked him live on air, are you ready to thumb wrestle? And I thought, there's no way he's going to do it. And sure enough, he said, all right, I'm down a clown, let's go. Yeah.
And you pretty much embarrassed him, because that was pretty good as well. Like that as
Try
well.
my best.
Now, you have been working with some iconic names in the music industry. You just, some exciting news, you're releasing your new album from R&B Super Club. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I was really fortunate enough to be picked up by R&B Super Club about 4 or 5. I've got this bird talking in my ear right now. I think he's whispering
what to
sweet
say.
nothing. Yeah. Oh, it's a girl. Very nice. Yeah, so I think I'll be up to my 6th CD with R&B Super Club, which is really cool. And the exciting thing about that, I get to work with some really great DJs that I looked up to when I was learning to DJ.
Can you give me an example? Like who was that? Like who's the person you would like to look up to the most? Or who was your idol? I want to be a DJ. I want to be like her.
Him.
Oh,
yeah,
him.
Just, do you know what? It's probably a lot of local DJs that I would have seen around town, in Sydney and Newcastle and stuff, that were really consistent with what they did, and not so much the touring DJs, just the old school DJs that played vinyl and stuff like that. So it was really cool.
Awesome. So, and they can get your new album, which is they can buy it at JB Hi-Fi. They can get it online at any Sanity shops, wherever you are. Check it out. And it's called History. Yeah.
Like the latest one. Yeah.
The latest one's History. Yeah. Excellent. So, and what's coming up next for DJ Delicious?
For DJ Delicious, I don't know. I'm thinking about hanging out with this bird a little bit longer. She's been very sweet the whole time, honestly.
Yeah, we've had the dog's now running around the set on us.
I know. So. I suppose it's just sort of you're concentrating really hard on radio. As I said, this is my first breakfast gig, so I'm trying my best to be really focused on that and get some traction within the radio industry. DJing at the moment, obviously because of COVID-19, has taken a bit of a hold, but I've been really fortunate to still be able to play on the radio, and I think as Maxie was saying before, it's really important to still have a voice as an artist and still keep up those skills, even though things are stagnant at the moment. So, yeah.
And just one thing before you go, look at DJ Jane or D Jane. It's a site.
Yeah.
So tell me about it's all about empowering women DJs and performers.
Good question. I actually don't really know too much about it. It's a DJ competition, which is the opposite.
That you've entered?
Oh, no. So they find you and they enter you for yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, which is quite nice.
Right.
But if you want to vote, guys, go to votedj.com for me. And it's really cool to be nominated. I've been here the last 3 years and I've been going progressively worse. So the first year they entered me, I got 11th. Fantastic, right?
Pretty good.
Then second year, 66. Not so good. And then I think last year 77th. So I need all the help I can get for 2020.
Hearing about that's what it is.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Well, thank you very much for being a guest.
I've been up since 3:30, so.
Okay, so and just a bit of video before you go. This is you performing as DJ Delicious. Let's have a look at that.
Oh, look at that.
That was fantastic. Woo, woo,
Yeah,
hands
so
in the air.
that's part of R&B Super Club tour. That's sort of one of the events. That's actually in one of my hometowns, so which was really cool. That's why I've chosen that video, I suppose. It's probably not some of the biggest events that I've done, but we still, pack it out with a couple of thousand people, and it was really cool to go home and just have the support of everybody sort of dancing and see you play, when I haven't seen everyone in such a long time, so.
Well, thank you again for being here today, and we can tune in tomorrow morning at...
5:30 a.m. Set your alarms. I'm hanging out with Brent from the Hot Breakfast, so we do it every morning, Monday to Friday, and 2 p.m. Fridays I'll be on the air as DJ Delicious, throwing it down.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget you can buy Danny's new History of R&B Super Club for all leading retailers, and of course download online. So once again, thanks for being here. We're going to quickly flow to our sponsors. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for staying tuned. As I said, what a fantastic lineup, and it just continues bigger and better. Please welcome Darwin's original party animal, Mr. Wade Huffman. Thanks for coming down and joining us, buddy.
Oh man, it's great to be here.
And for bringing your friends.
Well, honored to be on the first show, and I thought I'd bring some of my prettier animals these days.
Now, just to do a bit of research on you, you're actually from a small little country too. Well, not a country town, but population 7,000 people.
I don't know. Your fact finder was a little bit off today. 11,600, including the cows. So pretty close.
Okay,
a bit closer than the 42.
And why do Canadians include cows? I'm just curious.
I
don't want to go. We don't need to know.
Stay away from the Kiwis.
And so I first met you back, I don't know, in the mid-90s somewhere at the Vic Hotel.
Yeah, it would have been
at
97, yeah.
MC Canada.
Yes, yes.
How did you become an MC in Australia? Like, what brought you to Australia in the first place?
Yeah,
And then...
I'll tell you what, I was actually just travelling around Australia with two of my mates from my hometown, or friends, as we would say in Canada. Anyway, so I landed at the Vic Hotel, and was actually, I used to be painfully shy, believe it or not. And,
weren't we all?
And then I started doing some games, because the girl that was doing the games needed a bit of help. She was doing the same game, so I thought of some different ones. And then it was actually DJ Razor that convinced me to start doing a bit of MCing as well.
Well, it's great they've got us all in the room. We've all known each other for 5 years, which is fantastic. Now, I actually have a bit of a photo of you at the Vic. So the Vic book's been going up, so please keep posting your photos.
Oh, crikey.
Here is, Babe Nation. So explain Babe Nation. What's
Babe Nation?
They're very colourful tops they're wearing.
They are.
Are they painted on?
Believe it or not,
They are, yes.
It's great artwork, isn't it?
Babe Nation, which if we put it up
that's
again.
Miss Polly, actually. Miss Polly's the down. But yeah, no, so Babe Nation was where girls could win some money and have a bit of fun, and so they got their chests painted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's it. And then we basically gave them some drinks and said thanks, and everyone else went happy days. And it was the biggest night of the week.
And very tasteful as always, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yes. It's the world famous Vic Hotel after all.
Well, it's a world famous Vic Hotel. Now, always popular with the Australian ladies, and it must be something to do with the costumes and stuff. We've got actually a couple of photos of you. I think it's from the Hooker's Ball.
Oh goodness!
So, explain to me what you're wearing there.
So I was a giant ejaculating penis. I'm renowned for my very odd costumes.
Well, that's not. Hold on, we got another one as well. Check this one out. Well, it's even better. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So what are you there? Like?
Oh, it was the Kakadu Dreams Christmas party, and it was doctors and nurses, so I came as a syringe. It is, yes, yes.
Well, actually, that's the next thing, Steve.
Yes.
Very popular. You came to Australia from Canada,
That's
and
right.
you're in a backpacker bar, and you met your now wife, Faye, from the UK.
If I'm honest, and we're all being honest here, I met both my wives at the Vic Hotel. I met my practice wife there, and then came back to Australia, and then met my perfect wife.
Oh,
practice makes perfect, as they say.
Fantastic.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, keep trying, buddy. You'll get
The Vic, it's the best place to be.
It is. It's the best place to be. We had a lovely photo of you and Wade. You and Faye there, which is a nice little photo. It's great, and you've got a beautiful family. You decided to stay, obviously, in Darwin for so long now. Why have you chosen Darwin to be your home?
Look, I think there's a heap of opportunity here. It's just. I kind of liken it to a bit of the Old West in the US and Canada, where that's it, no gunslinging, but where the good guy's the good guy, the bad guy's the bad guy, and if you work hard, then you get noticed, and you put your head down, bum up, and you get it done, and then it happens.
Is that in Darwin? Now, and you always had a bit of a passion for photography, so pretty much as you kind of matured out of your MCing days, you kind of went to do some animal photography, which is how this all started. So,
well, yeah, it's I started working at Crocosaurus Cove, and then I expanded out to the Territory Wildlife Park, and then I started collecting animals when I was working at the Territory. Oh yes, he's going to have a little drink now.
So these are your animals? You keep these animals at home?
Yeah, they're all mine. I was pretty rapt to get this guy. He was one of my dream birds. He's obviously a South American bird. He's a blue and gold macaw. He's very cheeky. He doesn't mind having a little bite. The fellow that
we found that out earlier.
The fellow that first raised him didn't do the right thing and didn't pet him enough. He doesn't usually let women pet him. There we go.
Oh.
Well, there's something I need to tell you.
Oh, careful.
So he might be cheating on me just now.
I was going to say, watch your nipples, but it's not that cold here. And obviously, well, you also do Santa animal experiences. So
yeah, out at the Palmerston Shopping Centre, we do Santa photos over the last 3 years, and that's become extremely popular, especially with North Americans, because I build the set personally, and my wife makes it look beautiful. And then it's basically just like your Northern Hemisphere Christmas with the Aussie animals, and one ringing. Thanks, buddy, for
Well,
having
that'd be
that with us.
fantastic. I'm sure they'd enjoy that, and the
Oh,
tourists want to send that home. The
Yeah,
iconic
it's
pictures and-
really wonderful. It's good, very popular.
And also, so your business is party animals. You do functions and birthday parties, weddings, anything.
Yeah, party
TV
animals,
shows.
Darwin. So we do kids. Yeah, literally anything that anyone wants any animals for, we go and we just give that function that extra lift because everyone loves animals, and it's easy and it's fun and it's really memorable.
Well, Danny's liking the animals there.
Yeah,
mate.
I know.
she is.
So I've actually met him before though.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, with Santa last year.
Oh, there you go,
Austin.
yes, of
I know
course.
what you're talking about. See, I've never met you, but I've met most of your pets.
There you go.
Now, obviously, you do the shopping centre, all that kind of stuff. I think we've got some footage of you down at Mindle Beach. So the market's starting up again soon, and you're doing some stuff down there again, or
Yeah, let's
have a look here.
Let's have a
Oh,
look.
there you go.
So here we've got the Parramatta Eels. Now most people are
what, the football team?
yeah
Okay.
the footy team.
You know, that's not an eel, that's a snake.
Yeah, but they were actually quite scared. Most people are of the large snakes. They think they're going to smash them, and it's quite funny to see large fellas like that literally scarper. They see the snake and they are gone. And you know, she's a big pussycat. That's Mrs. Squeeze on there. We've actually got her down here as well. So yeah, no, it's good. We'll get her out actually in a couple of minutes. I think I'll get the small one out first.
All right. Well,
You like getting your snake out on TV?
Well, yeah. I used to be reserved for the hotel, but now we do it on live TV.
Yeah.
all right. So we do have some animals to start. What are you going to start off with? Well, obviously, we
Well-
talked about McCall.
Yeah, so this is Zephyr. I think we'll pass him off to
How old?
Maxie there.
How old's that bird?
He's actually just young. He's only 4 years old, but he will live to 100 years old. And
Wow.
they reckon
Better
they've
than
got the
us.
intelligence of a 3-year-old, so it's like having a 3-year-old kid for 100 years. So I'm not really the smart guy, am I? Radio.
Your own kids.
So-
Okay, so that's cool. What have we got next for us here today?
Well, the first one
hold on.
is just this little beast. Okay.
Oh, you-
Honestly scared.
I was going
Yeah.
to throw that at you. I was gonna like, here, hold that there.
Right.
Oh,
so,
we're going to out for you,
okay.
dear.
Radio.
All right. I don't like putting my hands into big black
Okay.
boxes. Ooh.
Radio.
Yeah, real
So
one.
this is a stunning animal,
Beautiful.
and she's an albino NT carpet python.
Wow.
And this is custard. Okay.
And NT, are they normally that colouring? I don't.
No, not at all.
Didn't see
So
something like that
normally
very
the dark yellow or the orangey bits are black, and the white bits are more of a light green colour. So obviously an albino is just that. It doesn't have any of the dark pigment. And you can see it's a tree snake. So right now I'm its branch. So it's trying to hang on to that branch.
beautiful
It doesn't-
snake.
Oh, it's stunning. 10 years ago this would be a $20,000 snake because there weren't that many around. But now, you know, everybody's breeding them, so they're only worth about $600 or $800. But still.
I mean, you wouldn't get this sort of snake in Canada. Why did you get into that?
Look, it was just.
Do they have snakes in Canada?
I used to be proper scared of snakes. When I was 6 years old,
I am, yeah.
my crazy aunt, she actually, we went to this church and she said that witches and wizards lived there, and the bells started ringing and she said, oh, they're sending out the snakes and the alligators after us. So we started running back, and I stepped right in the middle of a garter snake, and it wrapped around my leg. And ever since then, I was proper scared of snakes. And then I was at a trade show in Melbourne, and the Alice Springs Reptile Centre owner, Rexy, he threw a 3.5 metre olive, like you'll see very soon, over my shoulders and went, hang on to this, and I just went, oh, actually, that's not so bad.
Do they bite
and,
much?
and I was instantly cured.
Do they just pat him gently.
The
Don't laugh.
funny thing is, like, when I'm doing a kids' party, I actually say they only bite naughty children, and then you see some of them actually take steps back because they know they're naughty kids. It's hilarious. It's really
All right,
funny.
awesome.
But no, all my animals, they're completely trained. I handle them heaps. My kids handle them that are 6 and 8 as well. So they just never bite anyone. They're amazing. But here's.
I'm a massive fan of Britney Spears, and
gonna say snakes for a
and
minute.
Britney Spears actually performed with one of these snakes, I think, in the movie.
Oh, it's a big
I
bar,
Was
yeah.
Like
Oh, bless
You.
you.
So it's very fitting that you bought that snake.
Well, you've
So
got
I-
the big
Yes,
boy. Oh, there you
please
go.
do it.
Now she is a tree snake, so
She's
There
going to
is
wrap
a
around your
chance
neck.
that she might just wrap a little bit tight around your neck. So
Oh.
if she does, now we'll make sure that won't happen. But if she does, just let us know. So we're talking about slaves, bondage, you know. Oh, sorry, that was just my segue. It's Don't Tell days again.
Well, talking about segways, we've got a 3.5 mil olive python in there.
So this is Mrs. Squeeze.
Mrs. Squeeze.
Mrs. Squeeze. Now she's unlike a normal ground snake. Is she? Oh, she think she's wrapping around a bit.
I think Daddy's getting a taxi right now.
Go to sleep. Go
I
to
didn't
sleep.
sign up for this, all right? It says Ricky.
Different
Different show that you've been on.
different show.
They always say never work with children and animals. They're all
That's
happy
it.
today.
So Mrs. Squeeze. So
Mrs.
she's
Squeeze.
again. She's,
Do you need a hand with that one?
Yeah, for sure. So again, most ground snakes they just sit on you like a lump, but Mrs. Squeeze likes to hang on a bit like a tree snake.
Oh,
So there we go. Now.
You can see I'm very comfortable with snakes at the moment. All right, so tell me about this snake.
So she's
You
an
would kill
olive
me.
python. She's native to the NT. You'll find her all the way across. They were decimated by the cane toad, but they are starting to come back, and you still do get some big ones out
Why the
rural.
cane toads?
Cane toads, the the filthy little beasts
Yeah.
that
I
loads of
thought they would
animals
have
eat.
eaten the cane toads. Oh, it kills them. the
Absolutely,
toxins.
the toxins in the cane toad smashes them, unfortunately.
All right, so when can we see you next with your animals performing?
Oh well, look, just call me,
Just
and we'll come.
Well, they can actually, if you want to book Wade for a function event or a birthday party, you can check out the Party Animals Darwin site
Facebook
on
page.
Facebook page.
That's
So it's
it.
got some great
Yeah.
photos there. It's got all the contact details there as well. So, and it's what a great thing to tap around at your party. Oh no, it's pissing all over me now. So,
Is it?
It's just a wee on the floor.
it's just a weird. All right, well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Don't forget to stick around. We've got Max and his live performance coming up shortly.
It's been a long day out on the road. I got bloodshot eyes and my soul is broke. It's been a long day watching the lines and drive my feet upstairs, take a load off. There's only one more step to being me. There's only one more step to being me. It's been a long day out with the guys. We smoke it up, then we talk some shit for a while, and then a long string of goodbyes to the people you meet. They look with desperate eyes. From only one more night of losing sleep. It's only one more night of losing sleep. There's a lot of good things to say about being out on the road, but every up has a downside there sometimes. The feeling gets too old. It's been a long day out on the road. I got bloodshot eyes and my soul is broke. It's been a long day watching the lines and drag my feet upstairs, take a load off. There's only one more step to being me. There's only one more step to being me. There's only one more step to beat me. There's only one more step to beat me. There's only one more night of losing sleep. There's only one more night of losing sleep.
And go.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again for to tuning into our first show. Thank you, a special thank you to all our guests in the house today again. We are the party animal himself, Wade Huffman, Miss Danny, DJ Delicious, and of course, Max Fredericks. So fantastic show. Thanks again, guys. And don't forget to keep watching next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Check us out on social media and tell your friends about it. So we'd love to have you here watching with us live every week. But we've got Max that's off to the studio. So let's kick off to the studio right now. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been Top End Talk, everything top end.